My notes are minimal.
This is Arc Analysis.
This is Arc Analysis.
This is an Arc Analysis.
This is
Arc.
Analysis.
Sis.
Assist.
This is Arc Analysis.
Yeah. You could say assist, or you could say assist.
We're playing this game again?
Which is
because we haven't figured out the A or the
growth,
is it
like
an
a
on?
growth.
Jesus. Keep adding complications to the fact that we just want to talk about comic books for like 20 minutes.
And this one, we finally got around to. We mentioned it. We've been teasing it.
Yeah, we've been talking about Hellverine.
We teased ourselves into it. We just mentioned it one time. Like we were supposed to do it for like a one of the monthlies, right? One of our pull lists, and then we just never did.
Your pulls, and you never went back.
It was one of my pulls that never went back to it. Never went back.
But I was so excited. Yeah, I looked at the cover and I was like, "Oh my gosh, let's do this!" And you're like,
then a volume 2 came out, and that spun its wheel. I was like, "Oh man!" So this is So we went back. We finally did it. This is volume 1 of Hellverine. Obviously published by Marvel, 2024, written by Benjamin Percy, drawn by Julius Ota. It's a continuation of a crossover between Ghost Rider and Wolverine called The Weapons of Vengeance. That's the story that they kind of breeze over at the beginning, how like Wolverine was possessed, and then that actually did
Ghost
happen.
Rider comes through?
Yeah, that did happen. And that is the continuation. I was going to say spin-off. It's not a spin-off, it's a continuation of it. I feel like they did it, the crossover, they did it, and they had like basically not a Ghost Rider Wolverine, but close enough. And like, oh, let's bring that back. And they did it, and then I was like, oh, this is actually kind of like popular. So we'll do another volume that ends up going for a year. This one's 4 issues. The next one is like I think 12.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's all that to say. This is kind of like the middle. These 4 issues are like they're a continuation of the spirit of Weapons of Vengeance, and then it goes here, and they have a little bit of a twist on this one.
Okay, so since this is Marvel, I can use this reference. Would you say this is closer to Captain America Winter Soldier or Iron Man 2? No addendum name.
Iron Man 2. Now I didn't read the Weapons of Vengeance crossover.
Neither did I.
And I did not hate this book.
Neither did I.
But it doesn't finish strong.
It leaves a lot on the table.
But he gets so weird. And Benjamin Percy has been writing Wolverine for a long time. He did like all the Krakoa stuff. And even before that, he was doing it. So he knows what he's doing, Wolverine. But this is not really a Wolverine book.
Thank you for taking the words right out of my mouth. Because
I saw you winding up.
Down. Yeah, I was like, this is the least Wolverine book I've read in a long time.
And that's the twist, right? You assume that Hellverine is Wolverine, is Logan.
It's not an assumption. That's what it's painted as.
Yeah.
It's
literally they do that on purpose. What I do appreciate is they don't drag it out for a long time. They tell you in issue 1. It's like, by the way, this is actually Dakin. It's like, oh, he's dead again. It's good.
I think you could have stretched out to the second issue.
You probably could have. Yeah, you probably could have.
Because they get into the interrogation pretty fast. He's like, hey, man, you were killing all these people at that party. He's like, no, he wasn't. I was like, fuck. So it's not him.
And did you guess it before it revealed?
I didn't guess it was Dakin.
Yeah.
But you could have gone so many fun places with it because we've had so many copies of Wolverine.
Yeah.
His son is fun because tonally you get to see him be parental by the 3rd issue. Mm-hmm. And then I think the 4th issue, they go to the diner, which is like, all right, cool. And that kind of saves the book. But I feel like you could have pulled so many people into that position to have a funner Wolverine is angry because 1, you took his suit, 2, you took his name, and 3, you took his demon. So I'm angry. That's my demon. You don't know how to handle that demon.
And do you remember how Dakin was written in X Factor? Back for the Krakoa stuff?
Yeah.
That we still need to finish. This is more Dakin than that is Dakin. Do you know what I mean? So when we were reading him back then, I was like, who is this? He was like this flamboyant, bisexual. He's always been bisexual. It's not his character, but the way he was like acting, how he wanted to fuck everything. And I was like, what is going on here?
I think the motivation for that was you're in paradise. So you get to you don't really have to deal with the hard shit as much as possible.
Makes sense, but it makes sense. But it wasn't just like a switch to his character. It was like a full blown this is like a different character, by the way.
Yeah, it was day and night. I'll give you that.
Yeah. Because the original Dakin, if you read, we still got to go back to that, like the Uncanny X-Force stuff. Probably my favorite Marvel run ever. Like the way Dakin dies in that is crazy. and then he dies again, which I didn't even know about in the Weapons Avengers. I think no, not in that storyline. In one of the Wolverine ongoing, he dies in that during it was called Sabretooth War. I didn't read that, but I looked it up. There's some sort of Sabretooth. So Sabretooth kills him and cuts him up into pieces so he doesn't regenerate. And that's why, what's this, Bagra Ghoul? Yeah, that's why Bagra Ghoul puts his body back together and brings it. So Daken's like...
And there's a reference to it in this comic book, too.
Yes,
like
correct,
a fight between them, which is amazing. Yeah. Yes.
So he's dead again and then comes back again. So he's been through the ringer. And now he's like...
Son of Wolverine, this is the only path you could go. You have to be put through the ringer, right? Yeah. So I appreciate that. But, sorry to cut you, this book kind of feels kind of like a best of, but you're not getting enough of the good stuff to understand where the story's headed. And then everything new is weird. Like the Destroyers. Okay, I'll say this one thing about, was it General Hams?
Yeah, Harms.
Harms and the Destroyers. You're putting the Hellfire demon spirit into these new super soldiers. So again, we get another super soldier story.
Which is annoying, yeah.
Why would you make 5 off the bat? Why not just test on 1 to see if you can handle that shit? Like, you already put yourself behind the fucking ball immediately, and then it blows up in his face, like, a day later? Not even. Like, as soon as they're, like, in the field, they're like, no, we don't like this. Like, let's just do our own thing.
Yeah, so basically what happened, just to give it some backstory there's this dead unit. So, yeah, it was 5 soldiers. Well, there's 6, but only 5 of them died or whatever.
5 are activated so far.
Yeah. Yes. And then they dig them up. And they basically pump them full of Hellfire energy or whatever to bring them back to life. And you're absolutely right. Because I'm looking at it. I'm like, what do you think is going to happen?
It's just him and the doctor in the lab. Yeah. Like, okay, here we go. And they launch all 5 with Hellfire. And I was like, that's not smart.
And they sit up like the Undertaker. And they're like, he's like, do what I say. What? And they're like, nah, man. We out of here. He's like, listen to me. I'm your commanding officer. Like, you didn't put any, like, contingencies in this?
Nope.
Like, maybe a mind chip, maybe like something.
It's not like Suicide Squad where I will kill you if you don't follow me. Like, no. You're a general. Like, you don't understand order of operations. Like, both of them are inept. It makes sense if one of them is. Like, if Dr. Spivey was like, I'm afraid this is too dangerous. Maybe we should take our time. And like, Harms is like, no, we need it now. Because we find out in, like, I think the 3rd issue that Harms is also possessed by a demon.
Yeah, the demon possession got a little out of hand.
I agree. But if you wrote that correctly, you could say that the demon is pushing to give more and more and more, right? And then he makes deeper and more fatal errors by being possessed. His decision-making is going low. But no, it seems like General Harms is still basically the same soldier that he was before he got possessed.
He just has horns now.
And like a weird eye because he got shot by a kid, which is I don't know. We have backstory for him. That was unnecessary.
Oh, in the church,
yeah. Literally playing with fire, and you're going to get burned if you don't know how to handle it. And not played for laughs because this would have been hilarious. Because again, we're laughing at it because it's so stupid.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make sense to like the story. Like there's 2 stories happening here. There's the kind of cool stuff going on with Daken and Wolverine and figuring out what this demon is, which is enough for me in 4 issues.
Yeah.
And then like, okay, hey, we have another super soldier serum because I haven't seen that at all.
Yeah. And then it's like,
but it's demon juice.
Yeah, it's just demon juice. And I think you're right. I think there was enough there, especially across 4 issues. Like if they really wanted to tell the story they were trying to tell here, should have been longer. Because in the 4 issues, there's enough there between Wolverine and Daken basically trying to pick up the pieces and like figuring
Akihiro.
Yeah, Akihiro figuring themselves out. You don't have to throw all these like super soldiers that die in like an issue, and then like the Townsend, right? The guy who's the one soldier who survives. He somehow breaks into the lab in a wheelchair and is like, "Make me a super soldier too." Yeah.
At gunpoint too, right? He's in a chair.
Like, Dank's imitating him. Just like
all of the guys, like him.
How do you get down those stairs? Because it's the underground.
He wheeled backwards, right? He rolled back.
And he's like, and then he's like, "Make me a superhuman too." And they're like, "Okay,
all right, yeah." He's like, "All right, so, what?"
And then he's like, he's trying to go to lead his. to lead his unit that are now possessed because there's a shred of their humanity left. Yeah. But he only finds one of them because he likes baseball. So he goes to like the nearest baseball diamond.
The fourth issue killed me because it's love saves the day for both of them. Like Logan and Dakin fall in love basically and have the father-son moment. Great, that makes sense. But dude goes to the baseball field and his homegirl's like, "You like baseball?" It's like, "Yeah." I don't want to do this anymore. It was like, "Yeah, let's not do this anymore." It was like, "What?
Let's turn this."
Why? You guys could have been the cool new villain moving into the next arc.
Yeah.
Right? You have enough motivation here, and it's not hard to be like, "Listen, we're super soldiers now. We can do whatever we want." But I don't know how you're saying a demon possessed, like everyone across the board is possessed by demons, but they're strong enough of their will to be like, you know what I like better than demon shit?
It's baseball.
Yeah, baseball. Yeah, well, essentially it's just like the truest parts of that, the pure heart breaks through, and it's like, what's the point of even Wolverine in this book? I didn't need Wolverine. Like, Wolverine doesn't even fight.
No, well, actually, he does. Okay, the highlight of my book is Wolverine moment, and that is when one of the they call them the Destroyers, the group of like
super soldiers,
revitalized super soldiers.
Yeah, Hellfire.
He goes back to his family, and he's trying to get with his son, and Wolverine decapitates him in front of his kid. It's just like he's not coming back. I was laughing. And then they go in the street, and that dog thing gets out, like ripped to pieces. Like, this kid is now gonna be Dexter. He's gonna turn to Dexter after watching all this. Like, he's just like, what the?
Do you think that kid's coming back in the next arc?
If he does, he's gonna be the new Mephisto.
The thing is, this book has so many things that it should have been cooler than it is, because there's literally a cannibal scene. There's a beheading. They're eating a head, and they're eating a hand. And then like Hellverine breaks through and then like mutilates all of those guys and turns them into a chandelier. I was like, this could have been a darker, funner, more satirical book if you decide to go there. But for whatever reason, they don't. They take their foot off the gas, and we're dealing with demons.
Yeah.
And your intro to these is Ghost Rider, who like the spirit of vengeance and like always has to like he's always dark and brooding, right? And then crossed with Wolverine, who like you really only like him if he's fighting.
Yeah.
When he's just walking the earth, he's either drunk, trying to get drunk, or get over a girl. So like his life's not fucking great either. Lean into that mood, lean into that emotion. I don't want to say it's played for laughs, but everything that was supposed to be
impactful,
dark and brooding is like underdeveloped. And then it's a rush to the finish because it's like, okay, like we gotta reset for whatever's gonna happen in the next arc, because I don't even know if they knew they were gonna get a second half of this. But the I will say the credit for this book is the character design of how Hellverine looks. It was probably the draw for a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I thought it was sorry to cut you, but I honestly thought it was Logan possessed by the spirit of vengeance. It's not the spirit of vengeance, but it looks just like Ghost Rider. Like, especially like in the beginning when he was killing the cannibals and stuff. I actually thought that was Johnny Blaze. I was like, oh yeah. He's out. I was like, oh wait, no, that's actually not, because they're riding motorcycles.
It's like, okay, wait, yeah.
Because they all ride choppers, right? And it's like they have a burning hand right. I'm like, well, they could have made him look a little different, but hey, the design's dope. It does look cool. I thought. I mean,
I don't mind the mislead, right? But tease it out, because that's the one cool thing about the book. I was like, it's not Ghost Rider, so that's the first issue. It's not Logan, that's the second issue. Third book, Dakin.
Yeah,
it's like, yes, I'm back, right? But like they do all that gets truncated in the first issue, and I get you only have 4 issues, but you don't really tell us a better story in the back half. Like, I'm just getting Destroyer story, and that's stupid because it's not good.
Yeah, I don't like that. I was not interested in those characters at all.
And then General Harms, who's an idiot.
Yeah, yeah. That was really funny too, and because I just remember my second favorite part is like his boss, the Secretary of State or whatever, or Defense Secretary. Yeah. She gets shot in the face. And then he like brings her back. He's got his horns out and stuff, and they get into like the sedan, and he's just driving the car. And it looked ridiculous. And then they drove for like a panel, and then Hellverine cuts the car off. She dies again.
Yep. Yeah, I think like Logan takes her and like skid marks her face across the road.
Yeah, is it Logan or one of them does?
Yeah. Logan does it. Yeah. Dakin takes on Hams or Harms because he's the A1. He's supposed to be A1, but again, he falls to the wayside.
Yes.
So like they don't even know who's supposed to be leading this book, right?
Well,
like,
that's because the villains are no match for the quote unquote heroes in this. You can't have this possessed Dakin plus Wolverine, and then they have to fight this guy who just has horns. Like there's no match there. That's the problem with like Ghost Rider too. He's just so strong. It's like who do you put him against? Oh, other demons. But like this one, they don't even do that. Like Harms is possessed. He wears that stupid skull on his head. But like
as if everyone cared if you had horns. Like you're already in the weirdest part of like the military anyway. You're already doing secret ops.
It's like you said, if they had just revived one of those soldiers and made him an actual threat, maybe he has something there. Yeah.
And then like change the order of operation because they don't explain the Bagagul. What's his name?
Oh, Bagragul.
Bagragul like flow because at a certain point Logan takes back the demon and that re-kills Dakin.
Yep. Because that was holding them together. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, wait, this is too much for me to hold. Let me give it back to Dakin so he can hold it and then utilize it. But you don't explain like how like nonchalant this demon is about just jumping through bodies and kind of like I don't care, man. You guys can just pass me around and shit. Like you would think there'd be more checks and balances as a demon.
Not only that, but they kind of chefed it away. Like so, at the beginning, Hellverine is kind of like a bad guy.
Yeah.
Right. He's just killing everybody, and then like when Logan finds Dakin, like you were saying, the spirit jumps into Logan, and then all of a sudden, it like takes on his values. And then he sends it back to Dakin, and now he's a good guy. And it's like, that was kind of convenient.
With no explanation. Yeah, like... Or no exposition to say, like, this power or, like, love will save the day. I don't know if I would want that, but just picking this up blind, right? Because we're walking into the story right in the middle.
Yeah, they did say that, like, Logan was Bagragul's, like, original and, I guess, favorite possession. So he wants to be like him, but there was the whole jumping back and forth, and I was like, this is not really working.
But it's so underdeveloped, so you don't really like. You have to fill in the blanks for what you think is happening. With such strong characters, the fact that they're so neutered in so many different places just kind of sucks. Because this could have just been like Hellverine wiping all these characters off the map in like fun, weird, crazy ways, and you can't tell if it's Harms doing it, Spivey doing it, a demon doing it, or like the remnants of Logan, and then Logan has to come in and save the day, and then figure out, oh no, shit, it's my son. How's this gonna work, right? Like, it's not a lot of characters, which I love about the book.
Yeah, I appreciate that too.
You spend too much time with Harms. Like, I don't care about his backstory. Like, he's the sub boss.
He's not that interesting, to be honest with you.
You underdevelop the demon shit, which is probably the most interesting thing about the book. Is like, okay, there's this floating demon, and he wants to really just be a leech to all these hosts because he can do really cool things. But then, like, Hellfire itself is its own project / demon / power, and like didn't really explain it, but we gave it to like these 5 guys.
Yeah, they don't want to work for us. Yeah, we just happen to have like demon magic here, and we're just gonna infuse it with like it was the Hellfire project, right? I don't know.
And the weird thing is, why wouldn't Harms take the Hellfire for himself? I want to be all powerful.
Yeah, well, he was saying they haven't tested on live subjects, but then they do it to Townsend right away. It's like, well, if it works on him,
give it to me.
Yeah.
We
rate these on a good or bad basis. Boom for good, bot for bad, and whoosh for what I just read. I'm gonna have to bot. I'm gonna have to bot because there's a second, but I'm kind of influenced by a second volume, which I think could be much better. So I probably should, if I didn't know that was coming, I'd be like, this is, I don't know, I'd be like, this is super ball. But
we have to stop doing that because we did that for Godzilla, and I don't know if we're ever gonna read the second Godzilla now to determine that. This was still fun. It didn't overstay its welcome. The art is great.
Yeah. Actually, that's a good point. But I already locked in, so.
Because someone's going to hold a gun to your head if you change it. But honestly, this is a whoosh. Because what did I just read? Because if it was our fault for stepping into the middle of it, because we stepped into the Empire Strikes Back, and it's not Empire Strikes Back, it's more Matrix 2. It's more Matrix Revolutions. Is that the...
Wow. Yeah.
There's like one really good scene and then a whole bunch of stuff that doesn't make sense to me.
That works. I remember that movie, but it works.
And I'm not going to remember this book until we read something before it or after it. So but it's worth checking out, right? I think Hellverine is a smart idea.
It's not like I don't regret reading it. I just
No.
It was not as bad as I thought it would be, but I was hoping it would be better. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right.
I just want better things for all these characters except for
Yeah.
Harms, who I never want to see again.
Never again. But the
I want to see Spivey again.
Who? Oh,
Dr.
Dr.
Spivey?
Spivey. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was just like a. She was just there. Right?
Yeah. She helps progress the plot, but I feel like she could be written better.
Yeah.
I don't think you can write Harms better. Once you have the horns, that's it.
The horns, and then he puts the skull with horns on top of his horns. So
like he reminded me of Richie Rich Casper character, the devil version of it.
Funny.
Because he's basically harmless. He doesn't do much, right? Like
No.
he's supposed to be more seriously, but he's laughable in a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I think that's to your credit of, if you look at the power sets, you're never really worried about them. There's Wolverine, who basically will take on anyone, and then if doesn't win, will show up again tomorrow.
Yeah, and it worked.
Like, and then the Destroyers who turn their back on him. So he's sitting like the low man on the totem pole. You're not winning.
He's just him in a sedan. That's it.
And the Secretary of State, who's like an android now. Like, what's she gonna do? She can't do shit. Fun read.
Yeah. I don't regret it though.